Dear students, very good morning. This is Durgesh Kumar Pandey, your history teacher. Students, in my earlier class, I had discussed about the Mauryan Empire. Now today, students, I am going to discuss about the Ashoka's Dhamma. In my earlier class, I had discussed about the rulers of the Mauryan dynasty like Chandragupta Maurya, Bindusar, and one of the most powerful among all, that is Ashoka. That was Ashoka. Students, in the last time of his reign period, near after the battle of Kalinga, he adopted the Buddhism. He adopted Buddhism. Now today I am going to discuss with you about the Ashoka's Buddhism, Ashoka's Dhamma. Ashoka's Dhamma. What is the view of Ashoka regarding his Dhamma? Regarding his Dhamma. So students, Ashoka's Dhamma. What was Ashoka Dhamma, students? He, after the battle of Kalinga, he believes in non-violence. He believes in non-violence. He believes in non-violence. After the battle of Kalinga, he opted Buddhism and he believes in non-violence. Second thing, mutual respect. He want to the peoples that they show mutual respect. He wants to the people that they show mutual respect towards their elders, towards their elders. Students, he wants to the people that they show mutual respects towards their elders. After that, mutual respects and understanding between the peoples of different sects and belief. He also wants that peoples of different sects, people of different sects lived friendly. Next things, that it include the state concern for the welfare of its people. If the peoples of different sects lived together friendly, then it may concern towards the benefactory of their empire, of their dynasty, of their states. If the mutual understandings became became among the peoples, then the states grows happily. Respect your elders, regard your friends and relatives, donation to Brahman, respect your elders and relatives, relatives, donate to Brahmins, donate to Brahmins, donate to Brahmins and love to animals, and love animals. This is the key facts about the Ashoka's Dhamma. He believes in non-violence. After the battle of Kalinga, he renounced his arms and weapons and adopted the Buddhism. After that, he believes in non-violence. He wants to the people that they show mutual respect towards their elders. He also wants the people of different sects live friendly, respects your elders and relatives, donate to Brahmins and love animals. This is the simple things that Ashoka wants after the battle of Kalinga when he adopted the Buddhism. When he adopted Buddhism. Students, this was the key facts of Ashoka's Dhamma. After that, we will talk about the administration of Mauryan Empire. Administration of Mauryan Empire. According to administration of Mauryan Empire, we get information through the Arthashastra. Through the Arthashastra. Arthashastra written by the Chanakya. Chanakya has two names also, that is Vishnugupta and Kautilya. If we will talk about the communication between the movements through the land and rivers, riverine routes. The administration process has been become day by day strongly of the Mauryan Empire through the land and riverine both. So the army importance mean for their ensuring security. Military divided into the 6 parts, 6 ministries over there for the administration. There are 6 ministries work for the welfare of their states. So military divided into 6 parts. Military, first part is for navy. Through the naval powers, the administration run very strongly. They convey the goods what they import from the other states or they export from their states, like the agricultural goods through the navy. After the navy, the transportation medium was very good. Transport become a good medium for the for the welfares of their administration. Welfares of their administration. From the forest of Jharkhand, nowadays in Jharkhand, but earlier that was in Bihar. There are numbers of elephants they found in the forest of Rajgir, in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region. In the Chota Nagpur Plateau region, they got many elephants. So the elephant is the most one of the key factors of the military of Mauryan dynasty. Mauryan dynasty. Then we will talk about the next, the infantry. About the infantry. इन्फेंट्री जिनको हम पैदल सेना कहते हैं, पैदल सेना का भी मौर्यन एम्पायर में अपना बहुत महत्व था. They fought different battles for the Mauryan dynasty. And they play a strong role for the for the growth of Mauryan empire. After that, horse. Horse is also one of the most important part of the military of Mauryan empire during that time. After that, chariots. Chariots is also play a important part for the military of Mauryan empire. रथ की भी बहुत अच्छी भूमिका होती थी. Then last, we had already talked about the elephant. These are the six major parts of the administration power of Mauryan empire. Administrative part of Mauryan empire. Ashoka tried to hold the empire through the Dhamma, but Ashoka tried to hold the kingdoms in place of war through the Dhamma. Dhamma appointed Dhamma Mahatma. Ashok appointed Dhamma Mahatma who tell about the Dhamma of Ashoka to the people. They inscribed many inscriptions. If we will talk about the inscriptions of Ashoka, then we will find that from the Maski and Gurjara inscriptions, we got information that the name of Ashoka was there Piyadasi. Piyadasi name used for the Ashoka. Piyadasi name was used for Ashoka. Through his Ruminde inscriptions, we got information about the Lumbini. Lumbini is the birthplace of the Mahatma Gautam Buddha. Where we get information about this? From the inscriptions of Ruminde. From the inscriptions of Ruminde, we get information that Gautam Buddha born in the Lumbini, in the Sakya dynasty, Sakya clan. Students, after the Mauryan empire, the new notions of king emerged in the South India. New notions of the kings emerged in the South India. New notions of kinship. New notions of kingship. Students, if we will talk about the new notions of kingship, then firstly find chief and kings in the South India. First point, chief became the kings, became king in South India. In South India. In South India. स्टूडेंट्स, किंगशिप की जगह पर अगर हम किंगडम की जगह पर देखें तो चीफडम हो गया था, यानी कि जो साउथ इंडिया थी, साउथ इंडिया में चीफ की भूमिका चीफ की भूमिका बढ़ गई थी इन कंपेरिजन ऑफ इफ यू विल कंपेयर टू द किंग के प्लेस पर चीफ वर्क कर रहे थे वहां पर. इन साउथ इंडिया न्यू किंगडम्स इमर्ज. इन साउथ इंडिया न्यू किंगडम्स इमर्ज. न्यू किंगडम्स इमर्ज after the Mauryan Empire. There are three kingdoms basically known in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh and Kerala. If we will make a sketch, then we will find that in Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, these are the parts where the three kingdoms were ruled over there. First, Chol, Cher and Pandya. These were the three rulers who ruled Chol, Cher and Pandya. They rule over there. और इन्होंने राजा की जगह चीफ की पदवी लेना ज्यादा स्वीकार किया. What were the sources through which we get information about these chiefdoms, about these chiefs, these rulers like the Chol, Cher and Pandya? That is the Sangam literature. The sources are through which we get information, that is Sangam literature. Through the Sangam literature. Sangam literature very famous in South India. If you will search it on Google, then you will find the specialities of Sangam literature. Sangam literature. Through the Sangam literature, we get information about the dynasty like Chola, Chera and Pandya. Kingship is the central and western part of India. If we will talk about the central and western part of India, there is two dynasties also emerged there. First is Sak and second one is Satwan. Sak and Satwan. These two dynasties ruled in central and western part of India. They believe in their obscure origin. origin, obscure origin. But if we will talk about the Satavahan dynasties, Satavahan have not a patriarchy system. They believes in matriarchy. ये मातृसत्तात्मक व्यवस्था में विश्वास करते थे, इसीलिए जो रूलर्स थे सातवाहन डायनेस्टीज के लायक, अगर हम बात करें सातकर्णी की, जिनका नाम था गौतमी पुत्र श्री सातकर्णी, गौतमी पुत्र श्री सातकर्णी, they use their mother's name before his name, they use their mother name. तो इस प्रकार से देखा जाता है कि जो मातृसत्तात्मक व्यवस्था थी वो भी सातवाहन डायनेस्टीज में हमको देखने को मिल जाती है। मातृसत्तात्मक व्यवस्था जो थे उसको भी हमें देखने को मिल जाता है कहाँ पर? सातवाहन डायनेस्टीज में। गौतमी पुत्र सातकर्णी, यज्ञश्री सातकर्णी, these were the some rulers of Satavahan dynasties who kept her mother name before his name, kept his mother name before his name. Okay students, thank you very much. After that we will talk about the divine kings in my next video.